Welcome back, everyone. Today is 30th August 2024. Welcome to Daily Market Recap. So, like always, we'll be going over previous day high, previous day low, open high low close, and open low high close, the concept of power of three, time. We look into FVGs, SMTs, and standard deviation. That is basically our checklist whenever we do market reviews. So, again, we'll start with the daily chart. Remember, today is Friday and the day is already been printed, and this is the day that was printed. If you saw my last video, I had mentioned that I'm expecting price to move higher, and this is because we completely balanced the daily busy, so I do not see price move lower. The another thing is, on Thursday we did not close below the daily busy, and that is why I was expecting a reaction higher and to start going towards these highs. So now for next week, this is my target. I'm shooting for price to start moving towards this high. All right, so let's go into the weekly chart, and you can see that we closed very much on the aggressive bullish side. We tapped into this weekly busy, this weekly fair value gap, and you can see that we touched almost the mean threshold of this busy and then started expanding higher. Obviously the week is done now, Friday is done, and we can see the large wick being printed here. So going into next week, I'm expecting price to respect the mean threshold of this week's, like the lower end of the wick, and then start moving higher. So we might start here and then move a little bit lower and touch this mean threshold of the wick and then start expanding higher. That's the idea. And we would see some price adjustments here right at the weekly CB, but at least we reach to weekly CB. This is our draw on liquidity for next week. That's the idea right now. All right, so let's go ahead into our 15-minute chart and see how price played out. Before we go into 15 minute, let's look at the 4-hour as well for today. So remember, for multiple days we saw the 6 a.m. 4-hour candle made an aggressive move lower and the 10 a.m. followed. Even on Wednesday we saw the same thing, is like 6 a.m. did a large push down, and then on 10 a.m. we saw a continuation. For Thursday we had strong bullish reaction, so I was expecting price to continue heading higher and take this high, which we did, and then we continued lower. Similarly, today we saw push higher. Now if you look at the 6 a.m. candle, did not push aggressively high, but it's heading higher. So I was expecting price to continue higher. At least that's what my draw on liquidity was, at least to target the highs. However, price then reversed. So let's see like how that happened. Okay, so we are back into the 15-minute chart. So again, let's look at times first. So starting at this particular point, this is nothing but our daily open or 6 p.m. open. We saw price move lower and then started continuing higher. So this would we consider this as a manipulation leg. So if we keep our standard deviations here and try to get to the manipulation leg, you can see that 2 to 2.5, this was our target, because this is the manipulation that I was thinking of. And the reason is because after this manipulation, price continued higher. Then we reached our daily the midnight open. Again, after midnight open, we saw a manipulation lower, and then we started continuing higher. See, there is a lack of manipulation after midnight open, so that gives me confidence that this is like a continuation profile, and this is not something that we'll see like a reversal after the London session. Because for the past couple of days, we saw the market was manipulating and reversing off of the London session between midnight and 4 a.m. Anyway, so we did manipulate lower after the daily open, then we started moving higher, and then right at the midnight open, we saw a little manipulation lower, and then we started expanding higher. Now, going into our 9:30, you can see 9:30 manipulated lower, so that gives us a validation that we are going to continue higher. Okay, but remember, looking at the manipulation leg, we were very close to our targets. -2 and -2.5 I consider as our targets, so that is something that I'm very much careful about. And once we reach 2 to 2.5, and let's say if price close aggressively above -2.5, then I'm expecting price to reach -4, which is the max expansion as per the standard deviation theory. But if you look here, as soon as price reached -2 to 2.5, we saw an aggressive move to the downside. This is not a good indication, and it made me second guess to a point that I was thinking probably price might move lower now, and we do not have any intentions of going further into the max expansion. So if you go into 9:30, let's now go into the 5-minute chart. So you see 9:30 opened here, we came down, we formed an SMT. So if you are a turtle soup trader, this is a nice entry here. You can take an entry and then expect this move, and then cut your position right at -2, or between -2 and -2.5, right? And then you can see that price came down, continued lower. Okay, but my bias for the day was high. That is why I was not focusing on these this downward direction move, right? Because my daily objective was met here at -2 to -2.5. I wanted to see like how price reacts after this downwards trending price action. I wanted to see if this is just another short-term retracement, and then we'll start expanding towards -4. However, we came down, and then if you go to 15-minute chart, you can see that we had a change in state of delivery with the aggressive push to the downside. That gives us a confirmation that there is a very high chance that we are going lower. So, but since I was not sure like what our draw on liquidity will be, I mean, you can consider this leg as the manipulation leg, and think about how price will react here, probably potentially like -2, but that is not how I was looking into the price. So my draw on liquidity was met, and then I was off the charts. So, but our theory stood still. If you look at the daily chart, we were expecting higher prices, and we got higher prices. Now for the next week, like I said, I'm expecting price to move towards this high. I do not know if this high will be targeted, but at least that's our draw on liquidity for next week. Alright, if you have any questions, let me know. But over and all, our theory stand still. When we look at price, we have to focus on your 6 p.m., that is your daily open, as well as midnight open, and see how price reacts. Since we were bullish on the day, I knew this was the manipulation leg, and then right at market open, because I trade only after 9:30, so I always wait for 9:30 to open, because that is the New York Stock Exchange market open. So at 9:30 I was assessing where we can move towards, and even if it's a small target, that's still fine. You can see, if you have gone to a 5-minute chart and waited for this manipulation to complete, look for an SMT, and then just target till this particular area, you're still up like 70 points. So it's a very good trade. Anything that is above like 40 points, I consider a very good trade. Again, you have to make sure that your risk management is tight as well. So overall, it's a good day. Let's see what Monday holds for us. So I'll be back on Monday with a daily market review again. Alright, if you guys have any questions, let me know. Thanks a lot. Take care.